Still a little loud? Really? Okay. I want people to say perfect, guys. I see a few perfects, but I want everyone to be happy, okay? If y'all aren't happy, then we have a problem here. Good now? Okay. Alright, everyone's happy. Okay. I'm just gonna start over from this paragraph just so we can all get back into the mode and be reintroduced into the world of this gas station thing. I don't know what this is. Let me take a sip of water. Alright. Nobody ever complains about the aesthetic. By some providence bordering on the supernatural, the health inspector is repeatedly signed off on the business, always kindly ignoring the faint smell of some kind of mysterious chemical cocktail that is the defining characteristic of the establishment. More noticeable than the steady mechanical hum of the frozen drink machine that was installed in the 70s and never once serviced. More distracting than the random pockets of cold and warm air that seem to follow you around. And more annoying than the family of mutated raccoons that lives in the crawl space behind the grease trap. We think they're mutated anyway, at the very least. But they must be inbred to the point of genetic deformity or mental retardation. The Alpha, a muscular 3-foot-tall son of a bitch named Rocco, has been spotted multiple times chewing on people's tires, has run over at least twice, and keeps coming back. That lingering smell, a sweet combination of honeysuckle, ammonia, and a vomit, has never been positively identified. But the prevalent theory is that it's coming from underground, wafting up through the thin fissures in the concrete that grow up and spread with each year of architectural settling. It's strongest right after the rain, and pungent to the point of tear-inducing you to get too close to the storm drains where even Rocco and his clan refuse to tread. If you were to go inside, you might also see the bathroom cowboy. He's sort of an urban legend around here, solely appearing when you're alone and unsuspecting. What makes him truly legendary are the stories people telling after an alleged encounter. The accounts run the gamut of pretty weird to impossibly bizarre. Like the guy last month who went for a pee but changed his mind when he saw him standing next to the urinal, wearing a duster, bandana, boots, and chaps, handing out balloon animals. Or a couple weeks later when another customer stepped into the same bathroom to see a man wearing nothing but a cowboy hat, boxers, and boots and spurs, literally grinding an axe on an old-fashioned sharpening stone wheel. When he answered, the cowboy stopped what he was doing, looked up with a smile and the tip of his hat and said, "Come on, man. Come on with it." If you should be lucky enough to see the cowboy that may or may not haunt the bathroom, don't worry. He's harmless, and in fact usually quite polite. Honestly, he doesn't seem so bad, especially compared to some of the other things going on in that place. When you go inside, you might instantly get a toothache. That's a strangely common phenomenon that nobody really understands. It should go away on its own after a couple of hours. If you do go inside, you will almost definitely see me sitting behind the counter, because I'm the only full-time employee and I'm almost always here. You may catch me reading a book because, for some reason, the internet doesn't work way out here, and cell phone service is dicey on good days and non-existent on most. If you need to make a call, you can leave and go up the hill a ways, preferably back towards town, because the other way will take you into the woods, and you don't even want to go into all the reasons why that's not a good idea. Or you can pay me 25 cents a minute and use the store's landline. That arrangement was cooked up by the owners, and I have to actually enforce it because they do check the phone records, so I'm sorry about that. While you're here, don't be offended if I don't strike up a conversation, because if I'm being completely honest, I don't always know for sure if everyone who comes through those doors is real or not, and if I had to acknowledge everyone in that place that could be an actual person, I might lose my mind. And we don't need any more of that going around on here. I guess that the point I'm trying to make is this. Weird things happen to me working at this shitty gas station at the edge of town. I wish I could tell you the weirdest thing that's ever happened there, but I doubt I could ever decide. There's just too many. I've seen a total of 4 coffins inside the store on 3 different occasions. I met at least a dozen people wandering back into town from the woods, claiming that they had escaped aliens or government conspirators or like, and they had no money but needed to make a call, but... Shit, my first flub. Damn it, I was going so good, shit. I never normally do that good. Fuck. I'm drinking water now. Okay. Sorry. Back to this. Claiming they had escaped aliens and... No, wait, I was not talking in my Reed's voice. I'm talking in my chill voice. No, we gotta go... We're in chillin'. We gotta go to Reed chillin'. Down. Relax. My Reed's voice is me fully relaxed. You know what I mean? It's where you just go like, you sink into yourself. You just, it's pretty much the comfy. I'm leaning back and I'm just chill. It's so nice. Full relaxation. Claiming they had escaped aliens and government conspirators alike, and they had no money, but needed to make a call, and could I please just let them use our store phone before they find them again? But rules are rules, and I'm not inclined to lose my job just because you didn't escape captivity with a little pocket change. And then, of course, there was Farmer Brown. Yeah, that's his real name. He got mad at us and complained about the bulk feed we'd been ordering for him. He insisted something was wrong with the product because, as he put it, all of his animals suddenly had human faces. We settled with him by charging a significant discount on his next couple purchases. He stopped coming in not long after, and they found what was left of his body inside a bedroom at his farmhouse that had been locked from the inside. As far as I know, they still haven't figured that one out. Anyway, I guess I can come back and tell you a story or two, but first I need to get ready for work. And then there's a shit ton of choices, it looks like. Oh boy. Alright. Fancy. Cool. Neato. Let me go ahead and bam. Okay. So we shouldn't have any more alerts popping up. We want to have full atmosphere. Alright. So I guess we'll just go to part 2. See how it goes. Give it a shot. Give it a whirl. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, I don't know. But I like the setup so far. It's interesting. Choices? It's not really choices. It was more just like part 2, part 3, part 4, but it was all linked on the first one. It wasn't really choices. I just went to part 2. Can you have a link? Oh, yeah. Did we not have a link for it already? Here we go. Here's the actual story if you guys would like to go there. That's the one we just read. And the one we're doing right now is this. Okay. If you do read along, you will notice that I don't actually always say exactly what they say. I'm kind of like free form going about it. It's weird. I don't know. Whatever. That's fine. Oh, okay. As long as I don't get yelled at for, like, changing how stuff is said, because sometimes people yell at me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I just took some creative liberties with their work. I'm sorry. It just sounded better coming out of my lips that way, and it's because I have a different cadence than how you have a cadence. Jeez. Sorry. Anyway, let's resume. Chapter 2. A-dub that shit? Oh my god, dude. We totally need to dub an anime. Oh my god. At least the scene, guys. We gotta do it. But first, we read. At the edge of our town, there's a shitty gas station that's open 24 hours a day. 7 days a week and sometimes longer. If you were to go inside, you would probably see the tired cashier sitting behind the front desk, doing his best to mind his own business. He's real. You may also see someone else. You may also see something else. If you're curious about the reality of anyone or anything, including yourself, inside that small ammonia-scented, flickering, fluorescent collection of off-brand junk food, dirt, four walls, and a roof, may I recommend that you follow the cashier's lead and mind your own business. I like that sass. I've been working at the gas station almost non-stop since I graduated high school, and at this point, I doubt I could quit if I wanted to. Not long ago, a doctor recommended that I start keeping a journal, and after some consideration, I decided I might as well give it a shot. It's not like any of the traditional treatments are having any effect. But enough about me. Let's get back to the interesting thing. Gas station. I spent a decent portion of my shift at the... Try that again. I spent a decent portion of my shift last night trying to decide how to begin this journal. Where can I start that wouldn't make any sense at all? How do I explain the gas station to someone who hasn't experienced it? I've tried telling some of my stories before, so I know what to expect. But people don't really believe it. Or people don't want to believe it. I still remember the difficulty I had last year when I had to call the sheriff station and explain to the new girl that half of a pig had broken into the store and was running amok, breaking things and screaming with the voice of an old woman. Yes, I meant half of a pig. Yes, a pig. The front half? No, it's not a joke. I'm at the gas station. What do you mean, which gas station? Is this your first day or something? Oh, it is. Oh, shit. In that case, can I please talk to someone else? She finally put me through to Tom. He's the deputy that drew the short straw all those years ago and ended up on the official gas station duty. That was back before his hair turned all white. He's been in it enough times now that all I have to say when he picks up the line is, "It's half a pig. It won't stop screaming and I can't catch it." And then he grunts, mutters something about that being pretty friggin' weird, and then he drives out to help me catch it. Tom's a good guy. I asked around, but nobody knew where the pig came from. Farmer Brown, who was still alive at the time, came down to take a look and provide his expert opinion. According to Farmer, the pig had somehow been chopped down the middle, but miraculously none of the important organs were hit. There's nothing supernatural about it, just really unusual. It stayed at the local elementary school as a kind of mascot for the summer before a scientist and his team from somewhere up north offered the school $1,000 to let them take it. For science, I suppose. I don't mean to ramble, but my point is that it's hard to believe some of the stories if you haven't been inside the gas station at least once. Maybe you have. We're the only gas station for miles. We're close enough to some big crossroads. If you ever been out driving in an unfamiliar part of the country, found yourself lost, it's not impossible that you could have found yourself at my doors, looking to top off your gas and ask for directions. If you have a strange memory of a weird place that somehow doesn't seem to fit, then there's a chance that we actually have met. It was late into my overnight shift when I decided to just start writing. I took notes about what was happening, jotted down a few of my stranger memories, but consciously decided to leave out those stories that were so unbelievable that I won't even waste people's time with them. I call those the try and forget stories. I was trying to write it all down on a book of receipt paper when Carlos interrupted me. Carlos is one of the part-timers at the gas station. We have a pretty long list of part-timers employees here. The owners like to hire transients, drifters, hitchhikers, passerby, and runaways looking for work for a few days. I try not to get to know the part-timers. They come and go after a few days or sometimes a few weeks, really long enough to form any kind of meaningful relationship. There's Carlos. He's been working here for almost a year now. He started as part of the prison work relief program, unloading trucks twice a week. And this is only one of 12 prisoners that didn't disappear during a freak show storm. Fuck. I fucked it up. That was going so good. Okay. Sorry, I end up needing water. Doing constant reading is not possible. Because then you end up getting thirsty. Okay, anyway. He was one of the 12 prisoners that didn't disappear during a freak snowstorm last December. But that's none of my business. Carlos did his time, and when they released him, he came to work here, cleaning the store and unloading trucks. He comes in 6 times a day for each of his 30-minute shifts. Now that I think about it, I'm not exactly sure what he does during those shifts. The store's never clean, and trucks only come twice a week, exclusively during the daylight hours as per an arrangement following the incident. Maybe one day I'll ask Carlos what he does for the owners. All I know is that he's the closest thing to a friend that I have here. When Carlos approached me at the register last night, I knew something unusual was going on. He was sweating bullets, pale and on the verge of passing out. He kept glancing back at the man in the suit that had wandered into the store and was standing next to the frozen drink machine. He told me that he needed to talk. Now. I told him, go ahead, but he refused to say anything unless I followed him into the freezer. I usually hate to leave the front of the store unwatched. We have the occasional shoplifter. Plus, there was that one time Rocco got in and made off with 2 cases of cigarettes. But Carlos seemed serious, so I made an exception for him. Once we were in the sub-freezing safety of the walk-in cooler, Carlos asked me if I'd seen the guy in the suit. And I said, yeah, I saw him. He asked if I knew the guy, and I said, yeah, I'd seen the guy around town. His name is Kiefer. He was running for some kind of office. I can't remember which one. And stopped by the gas station every now and then. He drove an old black SUV that only took premium. I didn't know him much from in town, but he was definitely local. His picture was framed in my high school's trophy case for one of those sports competitions we had won years and years before I got there. We only had so many things to... so many words around it. Okay. We only have so many things to be proud of, I suppose. I knew of Kiefer, but I weren't exactly acquaintances. I told all this to Carlos, who shook his head and said, no, that can't be Kiefer. I said, why not? Carlos told me that can't be Kiefer because Kiefer's been dead for 2 days. His body's in the trunk of my car right now. And that's when things started getting weird. It was a very strange night between the hand plants, Pharma Jr., and the cultist that wouldn't leave me alone. And I hardly had any time to collect my thoughts. And of course, there was the Carlos situation. I'll get back to that and tell you all about it, but I gotta grab some coffee. That's literally what it says in the thing. I'm not, you're just following with the plot, guys. I'm just sorry. Then it says go to part 3. Yo, I mean, I could go get some coffee, realistically speaking. But I mean, drinking coffee, it's 12:50. I shouldn't get coffee. That's a bad idea. It's late. Drinking coffee right now is a bad idea. This is chill. We're chill. We're here to chill, not wake up. You know what I mean? Alright. Chat this. Wow. I mean, I was considering doing the next part, but that's a long part, chat. Like, look at this. Oof. I don't know about that one, guys. That in comparison to part 2, which was this, and part 1, which was this. I don't know, man. Part 3 is like part 2, part 1 together. Shit, that's a lot. Fuck. Alright, gamers. I'll try. For you. For you! No promises on actually finishing it, though. But I'll try. Okay. I'm gonna set the tone really weird, okay? We're gonna do some weird freeform tone work. I don't know why. I just want to. Okay. We're in a car right now, right? You know, it's raining. We're gonna get real low. We're gonna get real sad. Maybe not sad, but we're gonna get real somber, okay? Melancholy, maybe. There are times when this world drifts so close to the fabric of reality that I can hear something calling me from beyond the veil. Sometimes when I get too close, I can feel that thing on the other side tugging at the corners of my mind. I'm worried about Carlos. He doesn't seem to be taking this so well. In case you don't know, I work at that shitty gas station at the edge of our small town. And weird things have been happening for as long as I've been here. I've finally started to fuck up. Actually, that's the beginning of the next sentence, too. I finally started to tell some of my stories, and if you haven't caught up yet, I would like to invite you to read part 1 and part 2. So it's just the thing that links this stuff up. It's fine, it's whatever. In case you guys aren't aware, this is off of the No Sleep Reddit, and you know what I could actually do, chat? I just realized something. I know it doesn't fit the aesthetic of the rain, but I could totally add a filter on my mic to, like, you know, give it like a good reading tone too. Because this is just, you know, the normal, you know, compressor stuff. Is there some kind of like reading filter that the creepy pastors are end up using? Do they use some kind of like echo or some kind of reverb that I don't know about? It feels right. I think this works fine. I think if it works fine, it works fine. But I mean, are you sure you don't want me to read like this?
In case you don't know, I work at the shitty gas station at the edge of our small town.
You sure you don't want that? Okay. Alright, fair. That's fair. Yeah, valid. Alright, cool. I agree. That would have been a bad idea. Too much effort on the vocals. Alright. Let's continue. Back into reading mode, chat. When I returned to work after my post yesterday, I was delighted to find a stack of receipt paper sitting neatly on the register counter, with notes written in my own shaky handwriting. I don't remember writing all these notes, but then again, I don't remember a lot of things. That's actually pretty relatable. It is possible that I'm working too hard. Maybe the fumes are coming from beneath the gas station or playing tricks on me. Or perhaps it's just another side effect of my condition. At any rate, I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth, or any other animal, or any other orifice, or... Yeah, anyway. Admittedly, my handwriting isn't the best, and at times the scratches on the receipt paper become nearly illegible. So if anything here seems unbelievable, it's probably because I copied wrong. With that in mind, just, you know, here it is. 7 o'clock. It's getting dark earlier these days. 7:30. Farmer Jr. came into the gas station tonight, asking about the hemp plants. I told him they weren't there anymore. He left his phone number scribbled on the back of a coupon for 15% off bulk pig feed from an online retailer. I think he's trying to send me a message. 9 o'clock. I think maybe some kids are trying to play a prank on me. I found a lawn gnome behind the pork rinds. I don't think much about it, but I put him in a box on the counter. Anyway, I found another matching lawn gnome in the soda case. That was something. And then I added it to this one box as well. Okay, sorry. I'm getting... Sorry. Totally changed shift. I totally changed the shift in tone. God damn it. I'm so bad at consistency. Ah, fuck. All right, let me retry 9 o'clock. I kind of fucked up 9 o'clock so far. 9 o'clock. I think maybe some kids are playing a prank on me. I found a lawn gnome behind the pork rinds. I didn't think much about it and put him in a box behind the counter. But then I found another matching lawn gnome in the soda case. Wait a second. I just realized something. We're a gas station employee. 9 o'clock. I think maybe some kids are playing a prank on me. I found a lawn gnome behind the pork rinds. I didn't think much about it and put him in a box behind the counter. But then I found another matching lawn gnome in the soda case. I added this one to the box as well. It wasn't until, however, then I noticed that a third and fourth lawn gnome, something shows up. I'd taken out the garbage and found the gnomes perched atop a branch of a tree next to the dumpster, staring down at me like a gargoyle. I used a chair and broom to knock them down and put them in the box with the other three. When I got back to my desk, I found a note on my chair and it was written in red ink. It simply said, "I'm in the walls." I don't know who wrote it, but the paper smells like oranges and plumeria. What's plumeria? Is that a flower? Sounds like it'd be a flower. It is? Okay, cool. I think it's a Pokemon? That makes sense. Okay. 10 o'clock. There's a strange scratching noise coming from the tiles above the cash register. Your Rocco and his brood may have infiltrated the building again. 11 o'clock. Farmer Jr. called the store. He asked about the hand plants, and I assured him that they weren't there anymore. And if they showed up again, I'd call him. I think he's beginning to suspect that I'm lying. 12 o'clock. One of the cultist recruits wandered in from the community in the woods. They hate it when I call them cultists. I know the recruits aren't really supposed to interact with the outside world, but from time to time they'll sneak into town. Never any further than this gas station, and buy some cigarettes. But, they aren't supposed to try and recruit new members until they graduate to the honorable senior cultist status. But this one isn't a very good cultist. I know they aren't supposed to have names, but I'm gonna call this one Marlboro. Let you guess why. I like it. Sorry, chat. I was adjusting. Marlboro stayed in the store for at least half an hour, trying to convince me to go back to the compound with him. They hate it when I call their home a compound. He tried to appeal to my logical side, but I let him know politely, but firmly, that I was not interested in logic. I can't remember when he left. 2 o'clock. I found myself digging again. Sometimes on slow nights I let myself drift,